Hi, my name is Martin, and a lot of people have been asking me how to do the reflection magic pictures that I post on Instagram. So I figured that now that I've hit 30k on Instagram, it was time to do a YouTube video instead of the story videos on Instagram that gets deleted within 24 hours. So today I'm gonna show you how I do it, how I take the picture, and how I edit the picture afterwards. First thing we need is a puddle, and even though it's been raining last night, there's not a lot of puddles around, so we have to make one ourselves. And I never use tap water because there's no reason to waste water when you have lakes all around, or something as smart as this thing right here. You see? This is where the water comes down from the roof. Let's see how I should hold the camera, like that. Up there, down here, and into this blue water tank. So we're gonna fill this bucket with some nice water. Yes. Damn it. Fill it, fill it, fill it. All the way up. Yes, that should do it. And I know that this water isn't the purest water, but I don't really think that the shoes or boot mind that. So this is gonna do just fine for what we need. Okay, so with our bucket, we are just gonna walk over here to the subjects of today's tutorial. And the boots that I chose for today, like, you have to think about why you want to shoot this picture. It doesn't work if you just take one boot and another boot that doesn't really have any resemblance or history together. So I picked this old Superfly and this new Superfly to like compare them with the reflection magic picture, because that's the whole idea, to put something on top and then the reflection is something old or another colorway or something like that. Just a different way of comparing stuff. So it's gonna be these two babies, and both in their launch color, because that's just funnier. And the camera I'm using is this one here, a Canon 5D Mark III with a 50mm lens on, f1.8. You don't need any more than that. You don't even need a 5D. You can also do it with your phone, iPhone or whatever phone. You can run Instagram layout app, so I might also show you that. But let's go on and create a puddle then. And just before we leave, for those of you that might not know what reflection magic is, then you clearly don't know what I'm talking about. Reflection magic is this. Let me just grab my iPad, press the code, secret code. Okay, see, this is my account on Instagram, Martin D. And if we scroll down here, you'll see this. These are Furon 2 from New Balance, blackout and whiteout. So in order to show them in a funny way, I once thought about doing this. Putting, actually both boots are up here and then reflects into the water, and I just used the reflection from one of them and copied them together. So that's what reflection magic is. Reflections and magic, because the reflection is not the same as on the top, if you get what I mean. Actually, you can see it, so I guess it's not that hard to understand. But just to make sure. Now let's go out and find that puddle. This is what it means when I say that I'm out walking my babies. My boots, my camera, and a bucket of water. And of course with me as well. You just don't know it yet. Sounded a bit creepy, didn't it? Okay, I found the perfect spot for the reflection image. And it was in the backyard, all along. Didn't even have to go anywhere. I found out when I had been walking for a few miles. But hey, I'm back home, back at the puddle. Okay, so I cheated a bit. I already made my puddle here. I placed the camera and the first boot. So let's see how the image look. There. Nice, nice, nice. So now it's all a matter of taking the second image, and the most important thing is to get the boots placed in the same way as best you can. So lift and exchange here. And usually I'm pretty good at nailing it the first time, so I hope it's good. But you can check easily. All you gotta do to know if it's correctly positioned is to just take a picture. And then you just go back and forth to see if it aligns. And that looks okay to me. Good. So we have both images now. So that's how you do the reflection magic pictures. Now it's time to combine them in Photoshop. But before we do so, I'm just gonna quickly show you how to do this on your mobile phone as well. Because not a lot of people have a camera, but we all have some kind of phone that can take an image. And you need to use the Instagram layout app. I'll post a link to it up here, up there, like the YouTube style, and you can click on it, read more about it, download it to your phone and get going. Okay, so we are back at the computer now, and I am going to take a look at the pictures we took with the DSLR. So join me in Photoshop. So as you can see, I have the two images here in Bridge, and now we're gonna take them through Camera Raw just to give them some touch-ups here. What I normally do is add some clarity to give it some more contrast, and a bit of contrast, lighten the shadows a bit, darken here, exposure up a bit, always sharpen. And if you hold down Alt, the Alt key, while clicking on masking and dragging to the right, you can change where Camera Raw applies the sharpening. So right now all the white edges will get the sharpening it shows up here. And let's just decrease the red luminance a bit. Now, lens correction, all lenses have some issues in some way. There's profile corrections, which counts for the barrel distortion. That's a lot of technical talk, but it's good to click it if you want your picture not to be dark in the corners. And remove chromatic aberration. That's if there's a big contrast between different colors, then there can be like these magenta stripes around the edges, and we don't want that. And now that we applied some of these changes, I actually think I'm gonna make it a bit darker, like that. Turn down highlights a bit. Yep. Okay, so let's just get some even numbers here. Good. And increase the shadows a bit, the darks. Good. So this image is now edited, but we have this one as well. So we're just gonna click on the top image here, hold down Shift, click on the one below, click on the little menu up here and choose sync settings and click OK, because it should just take everything, so you can just choose settings here. Done. And one more thing we want to do is correct the white balance, because this is not supposed to be blue, it's supposed to be black. And everything is not supposed to be yellow either. So once you mark this as being black, just drag a little bit at the temperature here to get something that you want. Yeah, that pretty much looks like what I remember it looked like. Okay, great. So once this is done, I open my images. I always open them as smart objects. You can choose that in here by clicking down here and clicking open in Photoshop as smart objects. What that does is it allows you to go back to Camera Raw and edit your picture in there again if there is something that you think you need to do again. So let's see. Yes, both are open, and we should drag. Now here comes the part. This is what I do always. The one that I want to be on top is just left there, and the one I want to be in the reflection, I drag it down here, click the layer, hold down shift and drag it onto the other picture like that, and then close this one because we're not going to need it anymore. Okay, and now change the opacity to 50% so we can see both shoes here. And now we just want to align the image, and right now I'm just using the arrows on my keyboard here and just nudging it a bit. Okay, so we're at 50% opacity now, just to see if it fits. And clicking 0, or just go over here and type 100 to get the full opacity again, and then click the eye here to see if everything matches up. And I think that is pretty okay. Good. So clicking the mask icon here creates a mask, the white layer here. We fill it with black, Control Delete, and the boot disappears. But we can paint it back again, so choose the paintbrush and change the brush size. I'm holding down Alt, right clicking on the mouse and dragging my mouse to the right, left, up and down to change diameter and hardness. And then we just paint the other boot back in again. Just like that. And now you can see that it's obvious that they've been photoshopped together down here, but that doesn't matter because it's not going to be in the final image. Great. Just need a little touch here. Yeah. Great. Okay, good. So now we need to just, I think I'm gonna move it a bit like that. Now we need to edit it to make it look nice, and I actually have my little action here that does pretty much everything for me. So I'm just gonna do it from the scratch. So create a new layer, hue saturation, drag it down to -100 so it gets black and white. Go to blending mode and choose soft light and give it an opacity of 50%. And we need a curves layer, and then click here and increase the blacks a bit, and another hue saturation to drag out the blues because we don't want any blues in this picture. Blue and cyan could also go up, and then just lower the opacity a bit to have just a little bit of color in the image. Curves layer to just increase the light on the surroundings a bit. Then lower the opacity. And I think I'm gonna give it a little bit of contrast as well in the end. Good. Now we crop the image, aspect ratio 1:1 because it's going on Instagram. Could also do a horizontal picture if you choose to do so. You would write 1 here and 1.25 because that's the aspect ratio when you upload to Instagram. But then you don't have that much space in the corners or on the sides, but a lot in the top and bottom. Just looks better when it's square. So that's pretty much how I create the reflection magic picture. It's as easy as that. And then of course when I upload it to Instagram, I tweak it a little bit extra in the Instagram app to give it some more sharpening. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna upload it now, and then I'm gonna show you how I do it on the iPhone as well. Cool. And okay, before we go, let's see. When I save this picture, I go to File. Actually, they moved it in this version, so you're just gonna click Control Shift Alt S to open up Save for Web, and you're gonna click JPEG, quality 100, width and height 1280. Oops. And then just click Save, and then I always save it in my Dropbox, because then I can quickly open it on my phone. That's it. I don't save a bigger JPEG file because Instagram doesn't use a bigger JPEG file, and I always have the PSD lying around in case I want to export the image again. So that's how I do it on a DSLR and with my computer and Photoshop. Now we're gonna take a look at the phone. Okay, so I showed you how to do reflection magic in Photoshop. Now I'm gonna show you how to do it in the Instagram app called Layout. So click Layout after you installed it. Select your images. We want Superfly 5 to be on top, so we click this image first, and then Superfly 4 because that has to go into the reflection. Oh, someone commented on Instagram. Let's remove that. Okay, so the layout we want to use is this, the first one, where it puts the images on top of each other. So click that one. And now we just need to drag the images around until they make a perfect reflection. But to do that, we have to enlarge the top image here. And maybe just make this a little bit bigger, like that. And now you can select each image and work on it. And if you click this one image that you already selected, it's going to remove the blue line so you can see what you're doing. Like that. That seems to be it. So that's how you do the reflection magic on your phone. I know that this crop isn't entirely perfect, but it shows you how you do it, and then you just click Save afterwards. Okay, so by now you should know how to do the reflection magic image. So show me your pictures on Instagram, tag me in the caption, tag me on the picture, whatever you want, and hashtag reflection magic. And leave a comment about this video. How did you like it? Did I do good or was I bad? And of course, like the video. That's always nice. So until next time, see you on Instagram.